Alright, so we're going to be running the Terzuola pocket fixed blade through some tests here. I just want to see how good this would be as an outdoor knife. I got this for a EDC knife, but I wanted something that I could use everywhere. Something that could be used in self-defense, outdoors use. I just opened this thing up and let's see what it can do. It's a gorgeous knife. The thing I worried about most is this tip is so thin. This piece has a huge knot in it. Not gonna lie, not too impressed with how sharp. I should have checked that right away out of the box. Not too impressed with the factory edge on this. It won't shave very well, maybe barely shaving. But we'll do the paper test here. Process a couple more of these. Honestly, I'm pretty scared to hit that tip hard. I don't really feel comfortable hitting this tip that hard through these knots. If that tip holds up, it would be able to do it. But when you get to a piece this wide, you're literally just exposing that thin tip to hit, to baton on. And I don't know that I trust it. We have some nice pieces here batoned. I mean, it could do them. I don't think these would catch a ferro rod spark, but we'll try it. I think they're gonna light. I don't think they're fine enough, and I don't think the wood's dry enough, but we'll see how it throws sparks. That swedge doesn't really throw sparks very good. Let's try that really quick. I don't know if you guys are seeing that. Well, it was lit for a second. There it goes. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, this wood is... I think it's the wood not being completely dried out, because that should have lit up way better. I had a thought. Let's do some quick food prep. You know, like this. You got that much blade to rock on. I'm trying to do this in a way that I get a whole slice, and it's just not working. But it cuts through these just fine. I think the biggest hindrance is going to be how short the blade is. We are going to find out together how well it'll cut the cheese. Is it a cheese knife? Is it cheese knife quality? Just fine. So we're just going to see how well it does with some basic carving, some push cuts here. Thing is finding a spot for your finger. This part. It's not bad. I could probably rough out a whole spoon with this. There. So you got your regular power cuts. Ooh, that works good. Actually pleasantly surprised. I think I can make the argument this would be a good outdoors knife. The neck of the spoon, it got it nice and smooth. Carves very well. So there it is, so there it is, the MKM TPF. For some reason I have trouble saying the name. Terzuola Pocket Fixed Blade. Excellent knife. My thoughts on this thing. Ergonomically is great. The size is great for EDC. A lot of EDC fixed blades fall short with a bad handle, or too short of a handle, and this is just enough for my hands and a little extra. So that's a plus. The sheath that it comes with is excellent. I like how you can use it ambidextrous, and you can also use it for other knives, so that's a plus. Tactical knife, tactical design, not a tactical sheath. Definitely not. But they do have Kydex option, and you could slap an ulti clip on that or throw it on your belt, and then you could get this in and out real quick. And I did order that. As far as EDC goes, it does everything you need to do on any given day. opens packages, cuts cardboard. It does all that, but it also is pretty good outdoors knife. I was able to do some good carving with this knife. It was comfortable. It's got decent geometry, you know, it's thin enough that it slices well. Green wood, hardwood, I was able to do both of that. Fire making. I was able to get a fire going with this thing. It scraped a ferro rod. You just got to find the sweet spot, and it can throw pretty decent sparks. Not the best at batoning and feather sticks, but it was good enough that I was able to actually get the fire going with just the feather sticks and the ferro rod. I don't think the wood I had was completely dried out, but the only thing that worries me about batoning is that needle-like tip. I don't know how strong that is. I don't know if I smacked it really hard on the very tip if it would break off. Maybe I'm just over worrying about that, but I mean, I just spent $200 on this thing. I don't want to find out if it'll break or not. But if you're sticking to small diameter stuff, I would say, like, you know, stuff like that. That's perfectly fine. Even bigger diameter stuff, as long as it's, you know, straight grain, doesn't have a lot of knots in it, I would feel more comfortable. But once you start getting into the bigger pieces and they have knots in it, I would probably stay away from those, unless, you know, unless it can handle it, and then its rating goes way up on batoning. The MagnaCut held up pretty good through my testing. I didn't cut a ton of things with it, but I mean, we cut some wood, and it doesn't seem to be any more dull than it was out of the box. The factory edge I wasn't too impressed with. The grinds look okay, maybe a little uneven towards the tip slightly, but the fit and finish and the quality is great. Factory edge though, just I couldn't get it to shave. So that was kind of disappointing. I would have liked to have seen it come out of the box a lot sharper. Really happy with the carbon fiber. The texture on it is very subtle, but it's there and you can feel it, and it's grippy. There's jimping all over this knife, and I like it aesthetically, and I like the way it feels. It's good jimping. You get traction there. There's not much of a guard, but it's designed to be grabbed like this, and that'll lock you in. Or like this. All the carving grips were really good. Push cuts, power cuts, chest levers, but I would say the push cuts are doable. Not the most comfortable thing in the world. You're pushing on a really thin blade right here, a swedge, and it's not sharp though. It's just thin. It's not the most comfortable thing. You can also push right here. It's not terrible, and it's not good. It's probably a little less than mediocre, but it's completely doable. The Terzuola Pocket Fixed Blade. Tell me what you guys think. Is this acceptable outdoor knife? Jack of all trades knife? Would you use this? Have you used this for processing any sort of wild game? Have you guys used this for hiking, camping, fishing at all? Or is this just purely an EDC tactical knife? I'd like to think that it's a jack of all trades. Definitely a master of one. So yeah, there you have it. The Terzuola Pocket Fixed Blade.